Alrighty, hello once again. I hope all of the tutorials, if you've watched any of the other tutorials, have worked well for you. If you haven't watched any of the other tutorials and you're just coming in for Blue Marine, then I really don't blame you, because this is where runs get hard. If you don't know where you're going in this stage, it can make your time in so much longer in this game. So I'm going to be showing you how to do Blue Marine with Knuckles the Echidna. So we are going to get underway. I hope I save the state here. I imagine I will. So yeah, this is how we start off. So for the first stage, we want to do a spin dash. When we go in, that is save the state. Oh, actually no, we're in the wrong thing. There we go. Actually highlight the window that you're going to use. That's how I recommend. So what we are going to do is we spawn in. We are right on the ground, so we don't need to wait for us to fall or anything. And then we want to do a spin dash, and then just before we hit the edge of this platform, you can see it ends just to the right. We want to do a jump. We will bounce off a ring box, and then we will roll, because there is a breakable wall that with Knuckles you can't actually just run and break it like the other games, because this is Sonic Blast. So I'm going to unpause, and then I will do a spin dash. So, oh, I wish I could do a spin dash. Okay, so we start about here, do a spin dash, and then jump near the end, and we roll there. And then when it comes to this part, before we hit the water that we had just almost fallen into through the slope, we want to do a jump. You can either glide. It's good to try and stop your momentum, because we want to go down this hole that we're near, where these two rings are just above. So imagine I need to hold right a little bit here, and then maybe, yeah. So you can always do a quick glide to try and move to the left. Then what is going to happen here is we are going to be taken away by the current. We get the worst, the most cursed sprite in this game. And then we are going to go through this pipe. We are about to come out where you can see just below the 13. And then what we want to do as soon as we come out is we want to jump, and then we don't want to do it too quickly, but we want to glide back to the right so that we can land on the platform again. So like that, and then we want to jump, and we want to glide onto this wall. We want to make sure that we can properly, we can 100% get a spin dash here, because if you get it wrong and instead jump, you get hit by the current that's coming out of the pipe just above, and you will go back to an earlier part of the level, which is not what we want. So what we want to do is make sure that we're getting spin dash there, and then we're through. Hope you like pipes, because there are a lot of pipes in the stages. So we are going to try. I am going to put a save state on this business, because oh boy, this is a pipe jump, and we want to jump. I believe it's sort of a 4 or 5 frame window, but as we come out of this pipe, we want to jump because it can save quite a bit of time. So this is the exit. I have paused, so this might make things incredibly hard for me, but we want to jump right as we're coming out. So didn't quite get it there. We're going to load state again and give it another go. You can try button mashing to try and get this, but then that means that there is every chance that instead of jumping out, you just glide immediately. And sometimes it doesn't work, as you can see. So I just choose to try and get it right as the window opens. So that's one of the windows that we can get it. So then we jump, we glide onto the wall that we're about to bonk onto, we go up, and then we want to go up to the platform on the left. We want to go up onto the pillar onto the right, and then we want to jump here, roughly. Bounce off that enemy, do a glide, and climb up onto that wall, and then we spin dash, jump out of the water, and we're at the end of Blue Marine 1. Some nice RNG. So that is Blue Marine 1. It's a little more complicated than the first acts that we've had earlier on, but things are gonna get a little more funky in Blue Marine 2, so make sure we definitely have a save state for this one. First thing that we want to do here is yes, I did unpause it. First thing that we want to do is a spin dash jump, but we don't want to be holding down right for too long, otherwise we will hit by a spring. So we want to do a spin dash jump here, and then left, so that we skid a little bit. I choose, whilst I'm underwater, in these particular moments, to do a quick glide so that we can get to our speed quickly. I did a quick glide there. Use to just hold right as I'm falling off there so that we don't hit the platform that Knuckles is staring at. He really is staring at that. So I'm going to unpause and I'm going to do another quick glide to the left. Then glide over here. Another drop. I choose to do that with Knuckles because that means he has some speed. Now you don't have to jump when you're hitting these sort of falling platforms, but I choose to because there is a crab. Ooh, but we got rid of that one. So there is a crab right below us. I choose to glide onto him because we want to move over to the right. And then one thing that you do want to assure is that you are in the ball form as you drop from these falling platforms. So do that. If you don't do this, then you will be caught by another current and you will be swept away. So yes, you've got to make sure that you don't get hit by that. And what you want to do is, as you're coming down, you can probably start doing it at about this point, is you want to glide over to the right so that you avoid getting hit by that current. That was tight, but we managed to make it. And then we want to go into this pipe up here. And then this is something that is Game Gear exclusive, I believe. It's something that you can't do with the Sega Master System version, is you want to be holding right as you exit this next pipe. Because if you don't, you'll go left, and you saw a little bit of bubbles just then. That is a current, and we want to avoid that current. So we want to hold right. We do a little jump onto that enemy. We want to keep running, and then hit this sort of floating platform. Then I choose to glide here. You can see that I've gone into my gliding animation. Hopefully I don't do a little sweep of the floor. Hopefully I'll just start running. There we go, that's what we want. When we hit this slope going down, we want to roll. Gives us a tiny bit of extra speed. And then once we hit, let's just say the second brick wall here. There we go. I mean, we don't actually hit it, we just run through it. We want to press down and then hit the crab. And then we want to jump as it's coming on screen, this spring, because we don't want to hit it because it will put us into the top pipe. And then if we time our jump correctly, we won't bonk into the wall in between the two pipes. So then we'll just go straight through like this. The next thing that we want to do, because we're about to come out of that pipe at the bottom left, is to press down and, well, hold down and like, left and right, or left, so that we can hit this enemy. Oh no, it's that pipe apparently. And then we're about to come out of this one, and we want to do a quick spin dash into this one. And then again, coming out of this pipe, we want to hold left because there's a platform that we want to get onto instead of going all the way down to the bottom. So we are about to hit this one, and then the next thing that we want to do is jump. And at the height of, like, the top of Knuckles' jump, we want to grab the wall on the left and climb up it. You don't want to do any fast climbing because the current could quite easily take you away. So we want to go back along. Height of Knuckles' jump, we might collect a bubble here. We do. Always useful. If you time your jumps well, you can get up these stairs a little bit quicker. I'm going to go up these stairs up here. And then I choose to grab onto this wall because we want to go into the pipe in the top right. So I grab onto this wall, and then near the top of it, so roughly about there, we can just jump and go into there. And then we come out of this pipe, you want to do a quick glide. Ooh, interesting animation there. I think we collected a bubble as we went in, and then the animation played when we came. That's interesting. Anyway, that is that stage. I didn't really... Let's do that in one sweeping motion. Let's go to the Marine 2. Hopefully one sweeping motion. Go with Knuckles, main man. Oh, I think I'll put a save state here anyway. We want to do a jump there. Overshot that a little bit annoying. Getting to turn right. Don't need to glide there if you don't want to. You don't want to be too far to the right there because you can get hit. Jump here. Put it a little bit. Go right to avoid that current because that current really does suck. We want to hold right as we come out of here. Tapping it a little bit because we can do this a little bit smoother. And then roll down here, jump. Roll as we get to the second wall. Out of there. Then slalom all the way down. We want to do another roll here. Spin dash when we come down to this one. And then holding left as we come out of here. a jump there. Quite often, you might not be able to grab that wall. Doing a big jump up there. There we go. That's climbing up the stairs a little bit quicker. Thank you for dropping my inputs. There we go. We beat the bubble that time. Then jump, do that glide there, and got good RNG for Knuckles. So that is Act 2 done and dusted, and now we are on to the boss of Blue Marine. Now we don't have to do anywhere near as much climbing and funny stuff as we did in the last one with Red Volcano. So I'm going to put a save state here, and we want to do a spin dash jump as we enter the stage. Like that, ideally. Falling platforms, then we want to be heading right, and we want to hit these ones. We want to spend as little time in the water as we can, so it's important that we try and get these platforms sort of away as much as we can. Now, this is probably the most valuable bit of information for a Knuckles speedrun, because this boss is incredibly hard, and you can find yourself in a very rough spot if you don't know how to do it quickly. So, as I've been talking about with previous bosses, we have a little camera transition as it goes over to the boss fight, and this is where things get important. So this is gonna fall, we are gonna come through, Knuckles starts to go off-center. Once Knuckles is about to bonk into the right boundary, we want to jump. So I'm gonna jump here. Then we land 1 hit, 2 hit, we want to glide a little bit late, we don't want to start it too early. And then we land 3 hits. Super important that we can get 6 hits before Eggman goes off on his frenzy. So, you can see his bubbles. As his bubbles are about to go off screen, we do another jump. And 2 there. Another glide. Brilliant. Same principle here, but we can't land 3 hits. And then jump and glide towards him there. And that's how you do that boss. Now, you can find yourself in a very bad spot with this boss. I'm going to simulate an example of that. And for safety, it is always worth knowing this. Because, yes, I mean, this boss can be incredibly mean. So what I'm going to do is, let's land the first 3 hits here. So, another example of how to do it. It is very easy to run out of water here. So what you want to do is, that was the perfect spot. So you want to stand in front of Eggman. You don't want to stand right in the trajectory of his arrow, otherwise you will get hit. But when his arrow hits the water, it will release a bubble of water, which it did there for Knuckles, which is always nice. So this hitbox is very jank. I'm going to try and show an example. Too good it seems. So yeah, you want to shoot there and then aim the bubble there. Like, you can't land any hits unless it's on visor. If you get bonked there. But yes, that is another way of doing that boss. The countdown for the drowning on this game is so mean. You can complete the boss, but in that time that it takes from the boss, like, defeat jingle to get to the titles, well, not title screen, but the results screen, you can die. I've had that happen on races before. It is not fun. I do not intend on doing that mistake again. But that is how you do quick Blue Marine for Knuckles in all of the funny stages. So I hope this has been informative. If it hasn't, if I've completely missed something, then please do let me know. You can find me either drop a comment, or you can find me on Sonic Speedrunning or on Classic Sonic Speedrunning Discords. I would be more than happy to help. Thank you for watching.